Hi all. In this video, let's explore some of the npm commands which will help us in one or the other way. To start with, we'll start with npx. So node package executor. So let's see about this command. So usually what we used to do is npm install create react app or angular cla. Like that, we'll be installing this package first in our environment. Later on, by using this module or package, we are going to create the React application. So this is what we used to do till the NPM version 5.2.0. After the version of 5.2.0 NPM version, we got NPX, node package runner. We can use this as a runner as well. This is mainly used to execute any package. It will not install that. It will only execute that package. So in that way, it will help us. So where we exactly we want to use this is, we need to use this only if we need this for the single time. We want to use the packages for the single time. So that's the reason we should not install. There is no need of installing this create React app. So we can do this like because we are only doing this for the one time activity. So you can do this create React app. So it will not install this create React app module. It will just execute this module and thereafter it will create an app for us. So this is what it is going to do. It will not install these packages. So that's the main advantage and usage of this node package runner. So hope you understand. Not only this create React app, we can also use a Angular React Angular CLA as well. So that's the reason if you see the documentation also in the latest React documentations also, they would be preferring to use npx instead of npm, because it will not install this in the local missions. Just it will execute this module in creating this application. So in that way, it would be helpful for us. So whereas if you use npm install, so what happens means it will install this package globally and it will pollute the cache, and for the long time also it will hold the uh, memory as well. So that's the reason it's good to go with npx. Also we have another options. So you can directly go to any of the npm registry like this. So I'm going to this npm registry and cause. This is a normal module. So if you want to execute this package or module, so you no need to install that. You just wanted to understand what is this package. So for that, you no need to install that package. You can just execute that package to understand what output it is going to give. In that cases, you can do this. So just I'm not installing this cause, just I'm executing this cause. Npm, I will click this cause, npm cause. Any package which is available in npm uh, registry you can use here, and just I'm saying as allow. So if you do this, it will execute the package, cause package. See, it will not install. It will directly fetch the package code and it will install and it will give the output. It will execute this code. So in this way also you can use npx. So the other way of using the npx is, if you have any git repo like this is a random repo, you can go to this repo and you can copy this url and you can execute that code as well. So in this way npx, and have copied the git url like this, and now I can execute this code as well. The only thing is we need to have the package.json at the place of the root location should be the package.json. So in this way also, you don't want to clone this repo. You just want to understand what exactly it gives. So in those type of things can be achieved with this npx. So just have done npx and have given the url of the git. So it will just run, it will execute and it will give the output. So for what all the things you want to have a single time usage, you can go with this npx. So this is very much helpful for us. So coming to the second point is cache. So npm cache for all the things. Normally npm, what does npm does is it will keep a cache for all the installed modules, so that it don't need to install them every time. So, but this will lead to some of the unexpected results. Because of the versioning problem, we'll be getting some issues. So that's the reason it's good idea to clean the cache for some period of time. So for, before clearing the cache, we need to understand whether a cache is there or not. So let me type a command called npm cache verify. So this command will give us what all the cache and what is the amount of data it is holding. So this command will give that. So it takes some time. So meanwhile, I will go to the real folder structure. I mean, command, run command, Windows or command or. So here you will be going there. Type percentage app data percentage and OK. Then you will go to this folder. Here you can have npm cache. So this is the global installation packages cache would be holding here. So this is where it would be holding all the npm node package cache globally. It would be holding in this location, app data npm cache. So this is a location where the cache would be holding. So when you type this npm cache verify, it will give what is the data it is holding. So I think it is taking some time. Meanwhile, I will take another node terminal here. Yeah, fine. I think we got it. Fine. So this is what this command gives. npm cache verify. It will give what is the content verified, what is the garbage collected, what are the entire data it is available. So it's good idea to remove the cache periodically. So for that, we need to use the npm cache clean. So this is a command we need to do with the force option. So if I click this, it will remove the cache. So that is what this command does. So this is about npm cache. So coming to the third point, like npm doctor. What does this npm doctor command does exactly? So these commands usually take some more time if you are running it at the first time. So it takes some time. So I'm taking one more terminal and I will try to explain about npm doctor. So hope you can see the screen. So npm doctor. What does this npm doctor command does? So this is an health assessment tool which is used to diagnose our environment. So what does exactly what information this npm doctor gives is it will check for the npm registry. It will call for the npm registry. So the issue is we have deleted the cache and we are trying to access that cache. So that's the reason we got these errors. So the same time we are trying to delete and we are trying to. So now I will keep this npm cache verify. So again, once you after cleaning the cache, if you verify, you got 0. So entire cache was removed. So that is what we have done. So coming to npm doctor, why we got this error is, so let me run it again. So usually what does npm doctor command gives is, it will gives it a list of useful diagnosis tools or verifications. So let me run it again. So because we have run these commands at the similar time, so that's the reason I think it couldn't able to pick that file. Yeah, usually when you run npm doctor, it gives this list of data. So what does it exactly gives is, it will check for the npm registry whether we could able to reach to the npm registry or not, and then it will display all the configurations related to this npm registry. So it is giving, yeah, we could able to ping. It has given the npm version, node version, and also it has given which path we have installed the git and what all the permissions we have on the cached files, whether we have the permissions on the cached files or not, whether we have the permissions on the global node modules, local node modules, all this would be given. All this required information would be given. This command would be helpful for us when we are unable to install our application. Npm install, when you are unable to install npm install, so this command will help us. It will tell us whether we are unable to reach the npm registry, so that's the reason we are unable to install the packages, or we don't have enough permissions on the node modules, global or local node modules. So with this command we can know what would be the exact issue, whether we are unable to reach the npm registry or whether we don't have the permissions. So with this command we can know exactly what is that. So next, coming to the npm outdated. npm outdated. So this command will list all the packages which are installed in our application, and it will mention what all the outdated packages, latest packages. So here you can see these all the packages we have in our application, the current version which we are using, and what is the better version to have, latest versions and the locations of the application of the packages. So here if you observe, we got red color in this pack for this package. because the current version is 0.5.4 and we need 0.5.9, because there would be some high security vulnerability issues, or these package may be deprecated. There may be a number of reasons why npm has made these packages outdated, but it's good idea to be updating all these packages. So now we have only one, so we can update this package to this version. But what if we have n number of packages which are listed in the red color? So only concentrate on the red color, because these are like highly outdated, or we need to update for sure. So if we have n number of packages which are in red color, we have another command like npm update. With this npm update command, all the packages which are listed in the red color would be updated to the latest version. So with this, we can remove all the outdated packages from the application. So with this outdated, every time we need to check with the outdated packages, so that will be know that what all the packages are outdated and how to update those packages. So that is what we need to do with npm outdated. That's the information we'll be getting with the npm outdated. Yep, we have installed this npm package to 0.5.9. So now again I'm doing npm outdated. So now we'll not get any packages with the red color, because this package scrolling perfect scroll bar was updated to the wanted version. So this is how we can, this npm outdated package will help us. So coming to the next command called npm run. With this command, this npm run command will list what all the commands which we can run. So initially you have come to a new application, so you don't know what command to run. So in that cases, you need to do this npm run. When you do npm run, it will give the list of commands to run. So now it given npm run. If you do start command, internally this command would be executed. If you do test, internally this command would be executed, but it will list what all the commands which are available and its internal applied command as well. So usually we can see these commands in the package.json scripts. So let me show you that. So here you can go in the package.json file. In the scripts, you can see all these commands. So the same would be made available with the npm run. Here only you can see instead going to the npm package.json. So that's the usage of this npm run. So coming to the next, npm shortcuts. So we know instead of doing npm install some package name, you can go with npm I. So instead of giving npm dev dependency with hyphen hyphen save with the dev dependency, instead that you can go only give hyphen and capital S and the package name. Now this package would be installed as a dependency package. If we want to install any dev dependency, usually we used to give npm install hyphen hyphen save hyphen dev. So this would be shortcut would be like hyphen D. So with this, you can install the package as a dev dependency. So in a similar way, if you want to install anything with global, you will be going with hyphen hyphen global. So instead that you can go with hyphen G, capital G. So you can install the package globally in this way. Also, instead giving npm test, you can straight away go with npm T. With these shortcuts, we can improve the, some of the time, daily, day-to-day activity, we can improve the performance of, like we can speed up the work with these shortcuts. So hope you understand the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.